Welcome to the channel, Jaden Chase, and these are some of the top stories making headlines today. Now, nation, first and foremost, I'm going to say big up to the hardworking members of law enforcement. I must say the actions of a few still make it look bad upon the majority of those within law enforcement. Now, in the comment stated that they were not the ones videoing Rushane Barnett, meaning it had to be a member of law enforcement. I remember when this did happen with dancehall star Tommy Lee Sparta. Now, the lawyers are saying that this was a clear violation of Barnett's human rights. Now, during the medical examination, Barnett was stripped and it was videoed. The video then started to circulate social media. Now, nation, I don't know, but law enforcement seemed like them out to mash up the case, even after the accused confessed. He also confessed on video that no officer caused him any bodily harm. However, nation, it is not that citizens are not concerned about human rights violations. What they are saying is, what about the rights of the victims? Innocent Jamaican citizens, law-abiding Jamaican citizens, who had their lives brutally taken by their own cousin. Some have also stated that insanity defense was also brought about right after prosecutors stated that they were seeking the death penalty, capital punishment for the crimes committed by Barnett. Now, to date, additional paperwork has been served to Barnett for charges of an abduction and a situation that took place with a young woman. The people serious. They want justice. I know what kind of motion this defense attorney files based on the nature of the crimes and the accusations against their client and the evidence that officers have already collected. Is a strong case. Now, what she's saying is true though. If law enforcement crosses the line during the case, before the case, and she can prove it in court, well, this might become another case where people are saying, see it? True criminals are almost never convicted, and evidence gathering seems to still be an issue within law enforcement. This video was about gathering evidence. Think about it. Evidence against the officers if the claims were true, which of course Barnett then stated that no, these claims were indeed false. He just said that because of statements made by officers, but not that he was indeed being harmed. Dr. Nation, tell me how you feel the case is being handled thus far. Based on what going, aside from the confession, we don't really hear law enforcement that talk about any other strong pieces of evidence. They have stated the weapon that was discarded by Barnett some distance away was recovered. Was his prints on the weapons? We don't know. But they have stated that they have forensic evidence. The case is strong. The case is strong. Now, prosecutors now have nothing to worry about except actions of investigators. And in this situation, law enforcement had the full support of the Jamaican citizens. And even though no cops were individually identified, most citizens stated that they did not believe Barnett's statements, and then they were found to be lies. So at this point in time, people care little about statements being made by Barnett. They are, however, concerned if these motions being filed by his defense attorney can either secure some form of leniency, or if it can have him certified as crazy, and then his sentence would be different from what Jamaicans would have expected for a crime like this. Talk to me. Talk to me, nation. This is definitely something that is a high profile case. Barnett might not be a high profile individual, but this case itself has now become a high profile case, with Jamaicans locally and internationally looking to see what will be the outcome. Now on to the other stories making headlines today, nation. Yes, Nation, now let's continue reasoning. Now, law enforcement are stating that they have finally captured Trevon T.J. McDonald and Shalando Bull Manning, who they state are responsible for 12 deaths in Westmoreland. Now, the police state the two men were held during an operation between police and the military in Withorn, Westmoreland. Now, also according to police sources, a gang feud has been taking place between factions that have been brewing in Shrewsbury, Longwood, and other districts. Now, these communities are both in Withorn, the policing area. So, they said the police station are responsible for all of these different communities or districts. Now, the feud, the police said, stemmed from an incident that took place involving a female companion of one of the now captured men. And they say from that situation, at least 12 individuals have lost their lives as a result of the now ongoing feud between these factions. But the police also pointed out is that during the feud that is ongoing, individuals who have lost their lives are also individuals that are not a part of these criminal organizations. So innocent civilians are also losing their lives. And that's the problem with criminal organizations and the conflict where them always seem to have with each other. The battleground is always communities filled with innocent civilians. Civilians who have no part in what take place. Something where Adams also has stated that law enforcement need to be mindful of the fact that these criminal organizations are creating headquarters, setting up shops within communities. And that is a problem within itself. Because now, when law enforcement are policing certain communities, it is almost as if everybody within the community is treated as a criminal. This cannot be the situation. Because if these law-abiding citizens are treated like criminals, then they might start to behave like criminals. I will see it take place in the Denham town. We're being caged and treated like caged animals. The people start to react that way. Some of the people we wouldn't even expect to react that way. Some of the time, the woman them. In recent months, a whole heap of clashes between security forces and citizens. Majority of the time, a woman. If we want the crime and violence to ease in these inner city communities and these rural communities, then we can allow criminal organizations to set up shop in these communities. These communities cannot be their headquarters, their base of operations, and then we are saying where the crime and violence are come from within these communities. And a rocket science. And to them young youth we are fouled up. When did it become cool? When did it become something good? For the lives of innocent people. Or when the streets start to rate people who do things like that. A man who go for a man and miss the man and take the life of an innocent civilian. What not rate him for? Gone are the 90s. And criminal organizations in communities are not there for the benefit of the people, citizens who reside there. Once upon a time. And this is something we hear about. But there was a time when other communities and people from other communities used to enter other communities and do all sorts of things. Broke house, do things to people, all sorts of things. And individuals from certain community will be the ones standing up and saying, what you know? We don't make that go on now, please. We are the individuals were there, and you know what I mean? We got hold it off. And them days there again. And the fast cash are forward on the island not seem to help that neither. Because it's almost as if in certain communities, when the money forward, the quote unquote blood money, it's almost like crime and violence are for light. It's almost like anyway, say, a whole heap of blood money, a whole heap of illegal money starts show up. Crime and violence is always not too far away. Talk to me in the comment section. Tell me what you think. As I'm going to say a quick recap. In the comment stated that they were not the ones doing the videoing. Which other officers were doing the videoing? Was it the JPs? We don't know. law enforcement has stated that 2 of Jamaica's wanted men have been captured and they have been linked to 12 slayings within Westmoreland. Talk to me. Now, until the reason again, first and foremost, you know the thing, my sentiments for you and yours are for live, love, and prosper. Click the subscribe icon, then the bell icon, put it on all. And this is how you know you'll be notified of all fresh content as soon as fresh content is uploaded and made available for you. Like and share the video. Comment section up 24/7 never locked yet. So until the reason again, my sentiments for you and yours are for live, love, and prosper. If you want to stay tuned,